Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Good God, it's Margaret Beckett, isn't it? From the first Labour government. Do you know, I'm beginning to wonder how recent this footage actually is. Oh, lovely, a train in a box. That's odd. Mummy normally gives me a Twix and a lump of organic cheese. Still, never mind. Stick that on eBay. So this will be your driver, Dave. Hello, Dave. I love you. So you drive this, do you? Yes, I bet you've got a tale or two to tell. Yeah, well, actually, it has been hairy a couple of times. I bet it has. Yes. Do you know, I quite fancy doing your job. Yes, and I quite fancy doing your job. Well, that's not going to fucking happen, is it? Can I have a go? No, I'm afraid it's against regulations. Is it? Is it? Now, Dave, think very carefully. Yes, I think that's the right answer. Nobody wants to be force-fed organic biscuits. Anyway, let's have some fun. This is an impression. This is the British economy. It's going backwards. Yes, I will. Don't worry, I understand about trains. Now, tell me, Dave, can this go sideways? Backwards and forwards. It's backwards and forwards. Why don't we just concentrate on driving the train? So just push the lever forward if you could. It's a lever, is it? I thought it was an enormous licorice allsort. What do? Just push it forward, do I? Oh, yes, look, we're going. Well, this is a piece of piss, Dave. You're stealing a living. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, my arm's stuck. I think, hang on, Dave, my arm's locked. David, my arm... Dave, my arm, I can't stop. My arm's locked. His arm's locked. My arm's locked. I can't... Oh, my God, where are the brakes? Where are the brakes? They're out of control. I can't stop it. Got you there, didn't I, Dave? I see.
Well done, you got us.
So I got here by train. For the whole journey, there was a child opposite screaming. I could even hear him through my wolf mask. But it was a quiet carriage and people were getting annoyed, so in the end, we both stopped howling. When a stewardess got on the train, she looked at me and said, "Do you mind if I do my makeup on the train?" I said, "Well, it's still going to look like a train, isn't it?" She put her hand out and said, "I'm Amber." I said, "Yes, I think you've overdone the makeup." Anyway, one thing led to another, and, well, I'm going to skip a bit now. I was sitting in traffic the other day, and I got run over.
Thank you very much. Well done. Points again. I've been another goal. Come on back. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Gary, which category would you like?
Media, please, Dara.
OK, your category is media. The answer is 600 metres. What is the question?
Is it, if Kelvin Mackenzie was to do a bungee jump from a height of 500 metres, what length rope should he be given?
Is it, in fact, what head start would I need if I was competing against Usain Bolt in the 100 metres?
Is it simpler than that? Is it how big are some trees, Dara?
No trees. Or
simpler.
Is it how far is the Queen's bed from her ensuite bathroom?
How far away can Boris Johnson smell of custard cream?
Is it, in fact, how far can the Proclaimers walk now?
Is it at what what distance is Theresa May attractive?
None of the rest of us could do that, but good to have you on board.
Is it when kicking Chris Brown in the bollocks, exactly how long a run-up should you take?
Is it proportionally, if a clown's nose was the size of Dara's head, how long would his shoes be?
Is it how long was the longest runner bean ever grown at the Fukushima nuclear plant?
Is it, in fact, how long would your penis be if all the products in the spam emails worked?
Is it what is the delivery radius of a relatively unambitious pizza company?
Sorry, we're moving towards the correct answer, please.
Is it, in fact, the distance that they were taking shots of Kate topless?
That is absolutely right. Thank you very, very much, Andy Parker. In other news, what do doctors want us to stop using?
They're waiting rooms to sleep in.
People taking helium, and they enjoy it, and they speak very highly.
Bizarrely, that's correct. Which is...
It's a finite resource, and it's needed for MRI scanners.
And what not? Yes, very, very true, yeah. It's being used up on fripperies like balloons. And squeaky voices.
Yeah, although I'm doing this one without it.
They're worried that instead of helium then in balloons, they will instead start using nitrous oxide in balloons. But nitrous oxide is laughing gas. So then that's the worry, is that the kids will be able to get high on their balloons if we end up having to do party balloons with nitrous oxide.
But if you're worried about kids getting high on nitrous oxide balloons, you can surely get high on a helium balloon just by holding on to it.
I was doing a gig at Festival, I think it was, and you could hear when people are taking nitrous, like you can hear it because there's an audible because they do it into a balloon and into their mouth to give themselves a giggle, and people were doing it at my gig. Actually, kind of it's a cruel heckle, isn't it? It's like, OK, I'm going to need something to get me through this.
Is it not people that, Ed, that you deliver one of your trademark jokes and the crowd will go... Was that not the same?
I only found out those little canisters that they suck it from are called whippets. The little canisters of nitrous oxide.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they're called whippets. Yeah. Somebody said to me, the kids are sucking whippets in the park. And I was like, oh, my God, do I need to call the RSPCA?
By the way, how do scientists now think the universe will end?
Oh, well, spoiler alert.
There's a thing called the Big Rip.
Yes.
The universe is sort of is accelerating so fast and getting faster and faster and faster that eventually it will just rip itself apart.
Yeah.
Is that right? And that'll be the end.
They say this, how do scientists now think? What other nonsense have scientists just made up? About what might happen 20 billion years from now when no one's around to say, oh, you got that one wrong. It's just nonsense that his mate Brian natters on about to keep himself siphoning BBC funds into his big fat bank account. I'll tell you what, it's all hot shit.
Me and Brian on the astronomy gravy train with all those millionaire, making a rain. Look at the Big Bang now, bitches.
What will happen, though? I mean, they're saying this might happen in 22 billion years, though. You can guarantee it'll be the day that the Greeks do pay back the last cent.
Finally.
10 cents.
It's called the Big Rip.
The Big Rip is actually
going to continue to accelerate faster and faster until the whole thing
actually an
just comes
extension
apart.
of the Big Freeze, and it's either that or the Big Crunch. Yeah, it's
Are they all the same thing?
No, Big Freeze would happen first, then the Big Rip would possibly happen after that.
And when is big yellow storage when that?
That is just off the M4 in Hounslow.
And then there's the big inns where the whole universe just goes into panto for the rest of its life. Big inn.
Oh, big ears! I think we were there.
Wow, that was too long a journey for me.
That was a bit. There was a lot. There was a leap there. I give you that.
Tell me that joke again, Ed. I got some.
Oh no!
Fine.
Now they're going to have to broadcast my bad joke for your good. That's the worst thing that can happen to a comedian.
You pick on Brian Cox, you pick on me, right? That's the way this works, my friend. At the end of that round, the points go to Matt, Zoe and Josh.
Nits.
It's nits. It's super nits.
Yeah. I'll tell you why they've got too many nits. Is because they're all sharing the same hat to decide which house they're in.
I feel bad about not knowing this, except it is from a children's book.
Oh, it's about 40 pages into book one. Knock yourself out. I'm not going deep on Order of the Phoenix here.
Whereas something like Robot Wars is really adult, isn't it?
So no, nits. What's the right one?
Apparently they're quite resistant to you know the shampoos that used to kill them in our day.
Back in the day.
Although I don't think even you had to worry.
I lovely lustrous hair.
Walking around like a housing estate for the nits. So
now you're walking around like a country estate.
Too many burns coming across me. I'm getting singed.
I think people need to adjust their thinking when it comes to nits and just don't think of them as something you need to kill. Think of them as like pets. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, if a kid comes home from school with the guinea pig, you don't go, kill it! Oh, it's resistant to this particular tennis racket. No. You go, oh, look, guinea pigs. You think of it the same thing with nits. You go, no, look, it's great. No, that's not an infestation. That's a flea circus.
Yeah, but the difference is the guinea pig is in a tank. It's not hiding up your arse. Like, the nits are a parasite. They're actually on your system. You can't go, oh, we're having a little fun thing here.
And then it makes you scratch, makes you look thoughtful.
I wasn't allowed pets. I would have loved it when I was little. The best I could do was I got a fly, right, dunked it in some water, ripped out one of my hairs, tied it to the fly. When it dried out, I had a fly on a lead. That was my pet.
And she went to a grammar school.
At the end of that round, the points go to Romajet and Ivo.
And the topic is travel.
I've just come back from Australia. While I was there, I learnt some Aboriginal words like boo, which means to return, because when you throw an ordinary meringue, I didn't think much of the film on the plane coming back from Australia. It turned out to be a 24-hour animation of a plane travelling from Sydney to London. Whatever you do, don't go and see Time to Destination. Italians, slanty little eyes. Sorry, italics. Just come back from Dartmoor, where I spent 3 days shooting at life-size models of Sarah Ferguson and Princess Diana. Got nothing against them myself, it's just they made it part of the Duke of Edinburgh's awards scheme. I've just come back from Russia. Always wanted to go out with a Russian girl, because in my experience, inside every Russian woman, there's another Russian woman.
Jeremy Hunt on the train, do you know what happened to him?
Yeah. He pulled the emergency brake.
No, he didn't pull the emergency brake. He pulled the emergency
alarm.
He pulled the emergency alarm while in the toilet, got confused about how the toilet worked, pulled the emergency alarm, and then they made an announcement. Somebody has pulled the emergency alarm in the toilet, if anyone could go, you know, because no doctors were there, because they're all still working, and couldn't get to it. And then he, like, the door to open, shunk, in that kind of Star Trek style-y, and the Minister for Health had to walk out and go, no.
I always wondered this about guys on trains. Like, do you stand up to pee, or do you sit down to pee because it's moving so much?
Oh, I stand, because it's an exciting challenge.
To stand, you call it. Basically, you stand as Osborne does just
it's
before
exactly
a speech.
legs far apart, and so that actually, in many ways, you're much closer because you've moved your entire hippage is lower, right? And then one arm holding the back wall, and the other arm holding a pole, and then you know you're there. You're...
And sometimes, just to add an extra bit of spice, we won't lock the door.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, at any minute that's going to open, and somebody's going to see me in cruciform position.
But then eventually that buzz goes, and then you have to do a stand-up poo just to really get that high.
If you're not standing up, you miss the whole of that vacuum thing, which is the best thing about train loos, isn't it? You're like on a normal flight. There's nothing exciting about that, is it? Girls don't see it, do they? Because they're still sitting down when they press the button and it goes...
No, we get up. We get up to do do that.
You're up by then.
Like, we would be sealed in it if we stayed. You would go in there and you would just find some woman waiting for you to prize her off.
You're not
Prince Charming to the rescue. Milady, would you like me to...
I like how quickly we've moved from the Tory Party conference to shitting.
Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
You know that thing when a dog's eaten a bee?
Is David Cameron going, 6 pages? Is this really the complete list of taxpayers in Greece?
Is it David Cameron can almost smell the shit coming off the Tory manifesto? I only got a bit political, didn't I?
Is he looking at the tea menu and he's saying, I'll have the millionaire's shortbread, or as I call it, shortbread?
Is it Cameron upset to see no Dizzy Rascal on the karaoke songbook?
He does a very good bonkers, actually. He does a very good bonkers.
Is it Cameron orders Eton mess for dessert and for the country?
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, has Rob Beckett had a head transplant?
I've got a tiny dick now, but I love politics.
Have you got a third joke that you're going to do about... Go on.
Cameron preparing to sell NHS at auction. It's fun doing politics, isn't it? What a time to be alive.
Is that Cameron checking the TV listings going, Rob Beckett's on Mock the Week, that's the end of me, then?
His hard-hitting caustic satire is finishing me. He's mocking me on that week.
If the joke's not good enough, just put your hand up in the air.
Am I right, brothers? Am I right? Yeah. My dad's in the bath and I got some politics. Let's go!
Is it Cameron reading a note that just says, David, this is the only way I could speak to you. I haven't heard from you since May the 7th. Call me, Nick, XOXO.
Or is he in fact just going, all right, it says here, Nick Clegg is in fact doing the Sheffield Panto at Christmas. That's what it says here.
He's bounced back.
This, I think, is Cameron at the G7, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yes. It's Cameron at the G7. Why is he having these high-level meetings?
He's trying to kind of
get them to make some changes to the EU to convince... Because we're doing this whole EU vote. I think the EU is misbranded. No one would want to leave if they called it the League of Legends. If they said, do you want to leave the League of Legends? I go, no, mate, I'm the chairman.
We've got to vote again already. I'm going to start feeling like...
It's in 2 years' time.
Oh, I'm going to start feeling like a pedo waiting around school halls 8 in the morning. It's embarrassing.
You don't have to wait around for 2 years. In fact, I strongly
I'm really
advise
into
not
politics
to spend...
now. I want to think about it.
What does he ask?
He wants major concessions, mainly on free movement of people, on immigration, doesn't he?
Yes. But that is essentially the whole point of it, is that you can't. Yeah, and you can't deny benefits to people because you've got to treat them as your own citizens, right? So how is he going to stop European immigrants coming into the country?
Say, Dara, you've been claiming off us for 10 years, mate.
All right, don't cheer that. Yeah, finally somebody has a nerve to say it. Mr. Giant Head Posh Leg.
It'd be brilliant now if UKIP made you a campaign issue.
Stop this man for too long. Is human. Got a big picture of me. So, big picture of me going like that. This man, bam, bam, bam. Picture of me. Just grabbing all your cash.
He's visiting.
Tura, lura, lura.
30 years ago, it was all Warsaw Pact, but now it's empty.
If we leave Europe, we'll have to pay more for Kinder eggs. Because they're going up as it is.
Yeah, I know.
Like 70p.
You know, if we leave Europe, we'll get the Kinder Egg and we'll open up and there'll be no toy.
Oh, my God.
I did not expect that to have quite the effect it had, right? Wow, somebody just cancelled Christmas for the
Well, what we could do is deliver France an ultimatum saying that if we don't get our way, we'll call Greg's a patisserie.
In other news, what has the government promised motorists this week?
They've said that if your ticket machine is broken, then you can just park there. Which is basically going to lead to people getting to the ticket machine, seeing they've got no change, getting the baseball bat out the back of their car.
I've got no change, but I do have a baseball bat.
What sort of impulse purchase is that? Just a bar of chocolate peas. Hello, are they baseball bats?
I do think it is a weird strategy, because what you're saying is we're going to make it OK for you to park by a broken meter. So, you know, the solution seems to be fix the meters. Do you know what I mean? Rather than make it OK to park next to broken ones. It's like saying, well, you know, all the trains are late and we know they never arrive, you know, when they're supposed to. So what we've decided to do to tackle the problem, we've decided to abandon the concept of time. So nobody's ever going to be late for anything.
Are you late, or are you not late, or are you simply never? Has it not arrived to you?
Just at the information desk. And people go, I'm not sure you'll be able to help me. Oh, will I not be able to help you? I'm blowing your mind.
Why has Pickles done this now? I reckon all that's happened is recently Eric Pickles got a parking ticket when he was only 10 minutes late. And he's thought, oh, I could do something about this.
I'll tell you what he looks like there. He looks like Trago Mills.
You crossed me for the last time, Mr. Bond.
His hat, rather weirdly, has got the face of an owl, if you look at
it. By the way, an interesting related note, what did Labour promise for everyone this week on Twitter?
Oh, owls.
Genuinely owls. The Labour Twitter feed, they claim, got hacked with the words, everybody should have his own owl. This is sinister. This is Trago Mills. He's infiltrated both political parties at the same time.
Well, I don't know. I think it's giving birds of prey away. I think it's a quick fix, but it's not a long-term solution.
I'm just very sad. I live on my own. I was looking forward to getting an owl to talk to. All I've got is my Henry Hoover.
If you lived at home with an owl and said, oh, just you and me now, owl, and then the owl just slowly turned its head away. OK. At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Angela and Andy. The next topic is unlikely agony aunt letters.
Dear Deirdre, why does semen make you fat?
Dear Deirdre, I have spent the last 6 months living with a beautiful woman, but yesterday she found out.
Dear Deirdre, I swear Eastern European meerkats are trying to sell me car insurance. Am I going mad?
Dear Deirdre, last time I wrote to you, you told me that there was nothing wrong with masturbation. Why then, yesterday, did I get thrown off the bus?
My girlfriend's livid because I got drunk and did a shit on the roof. Please tell me, how can I wipe the slate clean?
I have terrible trust issues. Please help me, Deirdre, if that's your real name.
Dear Deirdre, my husband is pressurising me to try Alan. Also, how do I turn off predictive text?
Dear Deirdre, I have just bought a diesel VW and I am fuming.
My wife wants us to experiment in the bedroom, but last time we did that, the Bunsen burner singed my pubes.
Dear Deirdre, I can only achieve orgasm while writing a letter. Do you think it's... It doesn't matter.
Dear Deirdre, how do I turn off caps lock?
Dear Deirdre, look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Is there any other tips on satisfying my wife?
As we own our own business, my wife and I often make love at work, and we love to try new positions. Tomorrow, I'm finance director, and she's head of IT.
Dear Deirdre, I have a mole on the end of my penis. How much trouble am I in with the RSPCA?
At the end of that round, the points go to Rob, Holly and Ed. The one thing you're supposed to do if you've got like a sty or something like that in your eye is you're supposed to put a warm compress on, like which is actually a painful thing because you get a cloth and you get all wet and stuff, and you're doing this because the water's running everywhere, like whatever. I found the perfect thing if you want a warm compress, something that'll just sit warm, mold on your eye, is a burrito. The burrito is the perfect eye cure because it's warm, it stays warm for some time, it molds to the shape that you're putting it onto. No, it's not an open burrito, Ed. Wrapped in the stuff, right? Wrapped in the tinfoily thing or whatever. Just you put it on, and you can do it for as long as you want.
Well, you sat in Chipotle like that.
I went into one of those Mexican places and just sat there going, just give me whatever you want. Give me whatever you want. And I went, this is what I want this for.
Why are you doing that voice?
I have no idea.
Get out of here! You're mocking me.
You're mocking me.
You don't see me going into an Irish bar going, oh, give us a pint, give us this.
Was the burrito the first port of call, or were you doing all the different food types? Going into Pizza Express, this isn't working for me.
No, first I tried ramming a plate of nachos into my eye. I thought, this does not work. And then, shall I try the taquitos instead?
And at what point do you think it became infected?
If you listen really closely, you can hear... Merry Christmas, everybody. What have scientists in America created recently?
They've connected together monkeys and rats to make super brains.
Monkeys are monkeys and rats and rats.
Yes, it's not a mix together.
That would be incredible, though.
Monkey rat is here.
What we've got here is a runky.
Pretty racial slur. But there's a science thing who wants to connect monkeys and create a giant monkey. A man is living a prequel. This man's entire life is the 5-minute bit at a film before it cuts to 30 years later. And it's like a giant monkey brain going, and the 4 remaining humans are fighting their way out. But yes. As long as there's no monkey business, shout somebody out from the audience. Very good. Wow, between light bulbs and heckling, this is turning into the most interactive episode.
I actually quite like that. Can I just have that?
Yeah, go on, take it. Yeah,
as long as there's no
showbiz rules, pet. That's tough, you know.
As long as there's no monkey business.
You've learned a cruel lesson there, Pat, haven't you?
She actually said runky business.
He said runky, he did it wrong.
Oh, OK, fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh, shut up!
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
And the winner is Dara O'Brien.
And the award for Driver of the Year goes to David Cameron for his perfectly executed U-turns.
Welcome to the National Insincerity Awards. And can I say, what a pleasure it is to be here.
And Soap of the Year goes to Coronation Street.
Would you please welcome your host for the night, Dec.
And the award for Best Actress this evening goes to John Travolta's wife.
Father of the Year is David Cameron.
And predictably, for the 50th year running, the Rear of the Year has been won by the same man. Come on up, Chris. It's a Chris Rea joke.
And the award for Best Film, Cling Film.
Oh, that was all right, though, was it? Bullshit, Dara.
It's all politics, man.
This is the point in the Psychic Awards when we like to remember those we lost next year.
Well, they said it was ill-advised, but welcome to the first Witness Protection Scheme Award.
And the award for most cleavage on view goes to Eamon Holmes's arse.
Well, now our final category. Category C. There are 3 sex offenders nominated tonight.
And I'd just like to say to the wife at home, you better not be there when I get home, sister. Because I'm big time now.
And the best posthumously released rap record goes to Kim Yong for I Told You I Was Ill.
Too late. And to present Best Film in a Foreign Language, would you please welcome Nick Griffin.
And the winner of Rear of the Year goes to Chris Rea.
Okay. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Well, these four date from the early part of last century. Some wear and tear, a little bit of tarnishing there. But please welcome today's loose women!
Welcome to Channel 4 Daytime, or as you said to your boss this morning, working from home.
Well, coming up next, two programmes you don't want to get confused. Escape to the Countryside and Bargain... Hang on.
The next programme is Pointless. It's the Jeremy Kyle Show.
Coming up, Teletubbies Uncut. Yes, you're going to get to see Tinky Winky's Winky and Dipsy's La La.
Next, Judge Judy. I have. She's shit.
Hello and welcome to Let's Decorate the Shit Out of This House. This week we're decorating the shit out of a 3-bed semi in Orpington. So let's do it! Let's decorate the shit out of this house!
Next up, another property programme, which is pretty offensive when we consider you're all unemployed.
Hello, welcome to This Morning. I'm Philip, a man on television, so I can go grey and look older. This is Holly, one wrinkle and she's finished.
So David wanted to retire by the sea, so we advised him to buy in Norwich, because by the time he's retired, the sea will have come to him.
Next on Flog It, the team meet their greatest challenge yet. A dead horse.
And now a trip round Dara O'Brien's head in Hair Hunters.
Next up, the Austrian version of Cash in the Attic. It's Family in the Basement.
Hello and welcome to Let's Cook the Shit Out of Some Dinner!
And now on BBC One, let's make an appointment with doctors. If we phone now, we may be able to see them next Thursday.
Welcome to A Place in the Sun, the show that's for people who aren't sure if they want to live in Britain or move abroad. First up, Abu Qatada.
Next up on ITV3, it's a cutting-edge American drama. I'm only joking, it's Taggart again.
Hello and welcome to I'm gonna sell these antiques if it fucking kills me!
Next topic is politics. Who wants to come in on that? Any persons?
So, we have a Liberal-Conservative coalition. It makes no sense, does it? Two words that mean completely opposite things. It would be like having the Whig-Baldy coalition or having voted for the no-swearing arse party. We have a new Foreign Secretary, William Hague. I don't think he's going to be taken seriously, is he? Every time he goes to Afghanistan, they're just going to think, oh, it's Ross Kemp on another undercover show. I mean, at the moment, you know, we'll never know, will we? Exactly how much Bigotgate affected the election result. Why didn't Gordon Brown just answer Gillian Duffy's question? All she said was, those Eastern Europeans, where are they coming from? Now, even I could have answered that question.
Thank you very much, Paddy Parsons. OK, that leaves us with Mickey. Let's see what topic you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is food. Oh, here you go.
Now, this is one of my favourite topics because I absolutely hate restaurants. And my wife loves restaurants. She's middle class. She's been skiing and everything. And she loves a restaurant. She says, can we go to a restaurant at the weekend? And I say, yes, we can. And we're barely there 2 minutes, and she's like, isn't it a lovely ambiance? And I say to her, I don't know what you're talking about. I've worked out what an ambiance is. It's a night out about poor people, isn't it, basically? It's people with a few quid to say, can we just have one night out about the poor people turning up? You know what they're like. They'll be banging spoons together, singing My Man's a Dustman, creating an atmosphere. We want an ambiance. So we try and enjoy the ambiance. But something's happened spoiling it for me. There's no tomato sauce on the table. Creating the situation when my wife looked at me, she said, you're going to ask for tomato sauce, aren't you? I said, yes, I am. Because I'm going to have the risotto. You can't eat risotto without red sauce, it's too dry. It's a health and safety issue. You've got to zhuzh it up with a bit of red sauce, right? So I thought, I'm not having it. I said to the waitress, excuse me, do you have any ketchup in the building? She's looked at me like I'm the worst pleb God has ever put breath in. She went off to the kitchen and I saw her making her way back with a pot about that big, about 2 chipfuls of tomato sauce. I thought, oh, here we go. She's tried to put it down and walk away like she's doing a drug deal or something. And I stopped her. I said, hold on, love, don't rush off. And I took a sip of it. And I looked at her, I said, yes, I'll have a bottle, please.
Thank you very much, Jiffy. Well done.
OK, let's spin the wheel for our first topic. And the topic is exercise.
We all know we need to do more exercise. I mean, we've now got the fattest kids in Europe. I'm not going to make fun out of obese children. I've learnt not to do that. They will come down on you like a ton of bricks. I didn't like exercising as a kid. When I was a kid, I was made to go swimming in a pool that had a Veruca pool before you got into it. The Veruca pool. Do you remember the Veruca pool? They actually called it the Veruca pool. You can't encourage children to walk in something that's called a Veruca pool. It's like offering somebody the use of your chlamydia flannel, isn't it? I mean, I try and exercise a bit more now. I've started doing yoga because apparently it increases your flexibility and spirituality. And I've got to be honest, it's pretty good. I'm now so good at the downward-facing dog, I have on occasion caught glimpses of my own third eye. I did a half marathon though a few months ago, which was pretty good. You know, don't be overly impressed, which you're clearly not. But I only finished yesterday, so there's clearly a lot of work to be done. And I did the run for charity, and I know a lot of people are doing things for charity. You can't just exercise now, can you? You've got to do it for a good cause. And I get a lot of those emails. I know we all do. You know, will you sponsor me? Will you sponsor me? I'm like, what are you doing? I'm flip-flopping up Kilimanjaro for diarrhoea. Going across the Arctic for trapped wind. Are you? Don't do that. I mean, the last London Marathon, it cost me an absolute fortune because I sponsored loads of friends, right? I gave one friend 20 quid because he was doing it for cancer research, another friend 20 quid because he was doing it for heart disease, another one 20 quid because he was doing it for diabetes. In the end, it was actually cheaper for me to join Bupa.
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is work.
I didn't think I'd get a loan from the bank for my knitting business, but when I turned up actually wearing one of the balaclavas... I used to be a weatherman. In fact, does anyone want to buy a broken barometer? No pressure. If there'd been a mix-up, my uncle could have ended up as the next president of the United States. He's an undertaker in the army, or Barack Obama. Soldiers, of course, very emotionally repressed. Sometimes you see one of them go into the middle of a parade ground and shout, "Attention!" What he needs is a hug. Well, that's what I thought. My dad, he was a soldier, so, of course, as a family, we were always moving around a lot, because he used to use us for target practice. 6 hours I had to wait in the other day for the electrician until he opened the cupboard under the stairs and I was able to leap out at him. I remember when I was a policeman, I was asked to seal off an area and I went... "Arr." That's all right, thank you.
Well done. Points there for Mr. Jones. Come on back. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. OK, the topic is work.
I nearly lost my job as a roofer when I was caught masturbating on the first day. Yeah, luckily, my boss said I could wipe the slate clean. I used to work at Waterstones. One day, a guy came in asking if we had any audiobooks with subtitles. I thought, hang on, that's a book. The circus near me held a competition to find the best contortionist, so I entered myself and won. In my old job, I just used to punch buttons all day, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to work in panto. I've got 2 lawyers working for me at the minute. One's pro bono, and the other thinks he's a right pretentious twat. When my granddad was caught trying to stow away in the Merchant Navy, he offered to work his passage, which, as you can imagine, made him very popular. I hate people who phone me up just to complain about the weather, which is why I lost my job at Mountain Rescue. I was at a station the other day that had a piano on the platform, so I had a little tinkle on it, which saved me 30 pence. I went on a positive thinking course. It was shit. I bought a Microsoft Advent calendar. If you open too many windows at once, they all shut again for no bloody reason. Thank you.
Well done. Very good. What was John Prescott up to last week in this photo?
This was when he'd just fallen through a Stargate. he'd been doing some policy measures in ancient Egypt and then woof! Quantum leap straight into a kids' 100 metres final.
How far into the 100 metres final is he there?
A yard, I think.
Essentially, yeah. He is actually, yeah, he's just taken off.
Is it not a mark of some stupidity that he seems to be kind of reaching for the line with 99 metres to go?
I think the idea was the Prescott dip.
Actually, about 3 yards later, this is what he looked like. To be fair to him, he pulled a muscle. Right? He hasn't sufficiently warmed up.
He seems to become an
exercise mistake.
He seems to have become an awful lot shorter as well, which is a bit...
He looks like he's offering an unusual service to one of his juniors.
Why did he do it, though? I mean, why do politicians do these stupid, humiliating things?
Because
he's supposed to be busy. I mean, we all know he's, an embarrassment, and the government, are looking for a place to bury him. But nominally, he's the Deputy Prime Minister. And he turns up at a school and joins in with a race? I mean, he's depicting himself as a moron. Now, maybe he is a moron, but there should at least be a team of people round him trying to stop him looking quite the moron he clearly is.
Clearly, there are 3 advisors there.
Going, what the hell? You joined in with the race, you wanker. They're children. You were wearing your coat. Of course you pulled a muscle, you fat git. I mean,
Lines you wouldn't hear in a James Bond film.
Sorry, mate, this is Spoons. We don't do martini. Do you want to jug a woo-woo?
We've invented you a new phone, Bond. It's exactly the same as the old phone, but you need to buy a new charger.
We've got the latest news on Thunderball 007. No one won last week, and it's a rollover.
Ah, Mr. Bond. Welcome to this mandatory course on sexual harassment in the workplace.
Hi, the name's Bond. It's not actually 007, they're zeros. Otherwise, I'd be called, ooh, 7.
Oh, Mr. Bond, I'm very flattered by your advances, but you are a complete stranger. You work for my enemy, and I am menstruating very heavily.
Bond, meet your children, 005, 003 and 0018 months.
You want my full name, of course. It's Bond. James Skipton Building Society, fixed rate, 1 year, Bond.
So another gadget, Bond. This is a way of distracting your opponents. Some light-up trainers for no reason.
Mr. Bond, I have one question for you. Does this testicle look swollen?
So, Mr. Bond, welcome back. How was Russia? How do you feel? Do you know what? Rested.
Mr. Bond, we just want to check that you understand how to use the new equipment. You know you can swipe left, don't you?
Blofeld? No, I've never even met Felt.
This is the easiest fight on top of a train I've ever had. Thank you, Southern Rail.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I've got a girlfriend. No, thank you.
Give it up, the point goes James, here and Gary.
The answer is 600 metres. What is the question?
Is it, if Kelvin Mackenzie was to do a bungee jump from a height of 500 metres, what length rope should he be given?
Is it, in fact, what head start would I need if I was competing against Usain Bolt in the 100 metres?
Is it simpler than that? Is it how big are some trees, Dara?
No trees are 600 metres.
Is it, in fact, the distance that they were taking shots of Kate topless?
That is absolutely right. Thank you very, very much, Andy. Yes, the question I was looking for was, from what approximate distance did a photographer take pictures of the Duchess of Cambridge sunbathing topless? This is the news that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have taken legal action against French magazine Closer, which has printed topless photographs of Kate. It's called, I don't know, the French call it Closer for some reason. We have a French woman working the show, and I'm going, sure, it's Closet. She goes, no, Closer. A French court has blocked future publication of the pictures in France, but they've already been published in Italy and Ireland.
There's loads of royals who've been snapped naked, haven't they? Obviously Harry, you know, now Kate, then we had Andrew before that, Charles before that, Countess of Wessex. I mean, there have been, in fact, so many of them, I think they should persuade a few more of them to do it, and then they could release a charity calendar.
The thing is, isn't it? It's terrible, it's unjustifiable, it's immoral, but I quite want to see the pictures.
Are you saying you haven't seen them yet?
I haven't. I've seen fuzzy versions of them on the...
I think they're all fuzzy. Pictures were taken from the Hubble telescope.
From the Hubble telescope.
What I found intriguing was I think, I don't know what everyone was, I was certainly waiting for the next time she appeared in public to see if she would acknowledge what had happened to the cameras. And she didn't. She just did the same smile that she always does. Because if someone had photographed my meat and two veg, I probably would have come out and gone...
I think the whole thing is just making a mountain out of two molehills.
That's a good point. I'd probably better, I think, the BBC preferred if we didn't descend into judging the woman's breasts. That would be the incorrect direction.
I think she's annoyed because, and every woman's had this on holiday, because I've looked at the photos, and they're at that awkward angle. When you're topless, you've got to stay at a certain position or it's not attractive, and she's in that reaching for the sun cream position. That's what she's annoyed about. You know, we've all got those photos, like my Uncle Terry, where he popped out of his shorts.
But do you think...
I didn't see that edition of Closer. Joe's Uncle Terry pops out of the shops and his shorts.
Do you think she's genuinely worried about it, though? Don't you think there's just one tiny... Well, do you think there's just one tiny bit of her that's thinking, yeah, where's my sister's arse now, then, eh?
To their credit, no British newspaper editors have published the picture, although they have all had a proper think about it. But the massive hypocrisy of it is astonishing. The Sun, I like it when the Sun gets on its high horse about something. It said, well, no responsible paper would touch this with a barge pole. 2 weeks ago, you were doing everything you could to show us Harry's barge pole.
Which publications have printed the photographs?
Closer.
The Irish Daily Star, because she's not your future queen.
Well, that was the Irish Daily Star thing. There's an Italian magazine called Key and the Irish Daily Star both publish it, but they give very different excuses, right? The Italian excuse is very... But they are young and they are beautiful and they are in love. And the Irish Daily Star was, she's not our queen.
Yeah.
But when they publish photos like that, and there are always photos like that, not of the royals, but they're, you know, kind of topless photos in magazines shot with a long lens, they are always of, there's kissing and cuddling in the pool, and then they're putting sun cream on each other. And these are meant to be sexy, erotic. There's nothing less erotic than putting sun cream on your partner's back, is there? It's just something you have to do. And the reason you have to do it is because you can't put sun cream on your own back, so you've got to reach a deal with the person who's going to do it. That's all, isn't it? That's all it is.
I was photographed on holidays once by Papt, yeah. I was taking a holiday and I was doing exactly that. And the pictures, if you saw them, they were quite shocking. But and it was an intrusion.
That wasn't on holiday, was it, Dara?
No, there was no holiday.
It was in our house, wasn't it, Dara?
Where do we get
the least erotic thing I've ever seen?
Where does a guy in the office find the source photograph?
I believe he has your laptop.
Yes. Next round of call is This Is the Answer. What is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Dane, which category would you like?
I'll take sport, please.
Sport, OK.
Yes.
Your category is sport. The answer is 24. What is the question?
What's my age when it comes to young person's rail cards forever?
That's not the correct answer, but it's a good scheme.
Is it the number of people Jesus could have sat at the Last Supper if he'd used both sides of the table?
Very good point. Is it, according to Nigel Farage, how many of the Turkish population will be living in Turkey in 2020?
Is it how many English hooligans you need to take down one Russian ultra?
Is it, once the initial novelty has worn off, how many times a day does the average person regret buying that cuckoo clock?
Is it the age at which porn films think you're a MILF?
Is it, how many dance troupes was I kicked out of for being too edgy?
How many more movies are left in the Fast and Furious franchise?
Is it how many people in France went to work this morning?
Is it after what age is life just an increasingly speedy descent into despair?
Is it When an English person and a European person share an advent calendar, how many chocolates does the English person think they deserve?
Is it, on average, how many hours sleep do you get every night when you're dead?
It sounds nice.
Not that. No, it's not that. No,
This one's about football, isn't it? Is it how many teams are in the Euros?
Yes, it
yes,
is.
please.
Well done.
If half the country said to me, oh, you look just like this person, probably Dara, then I'd want to meet them and find out about them. I'd at least look up one thing about...
I can't meet him, Tom, because he's on Love Island.
OK, the answer is about 1 million. What is the question?
Is it, since I was last on Mock the Week, how many tweets have I had about Love Island?
Have you slept with anyone yet? Have you slept with anyone on the island
Have
yet?
I slept with anyone on the island
yet?
yet? Yeah, why not? I'm just going to own it now. Yeah, I'm on Love Island and I commute to do Mock the Week.
Have you seen that Twitter account that's a mixture of you and the guy?
Yes, of course, I've seen Curtis Gamble 12.
Oh, good. Is it making you cross?
Is it making me cross? Oh, only in the sense that the moment I wake up every day until the moment I go to bed is just an onslaught of social media about me being on Love Island.
Everyone's got to have a niche.
It's not my niche! Is it how many decibels does the fox below my window at?
There's a real tone to it as well, isn't there?
Yeah. It sounds like it's saying Ed.
I'm thinking of you on Love Island. What's getting me over the line here?
Wow.
Look at our Gamble egg. It is...
And you know what? You're the first people to bring it up. Oh. It's not like I've been dealing with 24 hours of on Twitter for this.
It's another reason for you to take that shirt off.
And I know people think it's just one picture. Let's have another look at Ed. There.
It's not me! I mean, God, I wish I did look like that.
Is he like you as a person, though?
I have never met him. Why would I have met him? Do you think...
Where's he from? Come on. If half the country said to me, oh, you look just like this person, probably Dara, then I'd want to meet them and find out about them. I'd at least look up one thing about...
I can't meet him, Tom, because he's on Love Island.
But you can't always meet them easily. I've never met Louis Theroux.
I don't want to have the party where we meet the people we look like, because I'm not sitting in a corner with the megabus.
Surely it's how long until we, the British public, find out who is our next Love Island winner? My money's on you.
Right. I can't believe you are new to this show and you're already roasting me.
You know how I feel.
Pretty sure you're looking for the one-armed man.
To be honest, should we not wait for Adam to put his foot back?
Yeah. Probably should have done that one last, really.
No problem.
I kind of backed myself into a corner. Quick impression, Heather Mills in the morning.
I could not stop looking at that then. Was that really weird? I don't know why, I was just like, ah, the leg, look at the leg. I don't know what I was thinking, just the leg. I wanted to touch the leg.
It was a nice joke to do, but I think most of you kind of went, ah!
thing is, we all know Adam's only got one leg, everyone else down now. He's hurting himself!
OK.
I think you're looking for the bloke with one leg.
The Met Office have issued a weather warning. They've told the weather not to do that again or there'll be trouble.
Temperatures could rise to 31 degrees. Shit, I've left my baby in the car!
And finally, a warning to hay fever sufferers. Don't come sneezing near me or I'll rip your face off.
So, here's the summary. Monday shite, Tuesday shite, Wednesday shite, Thursday bollocks.
The humidity's rising. The barometer's going low. Tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, it's going to start raining men.
The outlook's bright for the weekend. I've got 3 grams of coke in my pocket and my wife's on holiday.
Well, let's go to Carol on the roof of Television Centre. She's not meant to be there. She's just a bit depressed.
This part of the country is going to stay hot and wet for quite some time because that's where my girlfriend lives. Oh, yeah.
So, it's going to be between 17 and 21, but Berlusconi won't date older than that.
It was raining cats and dogs last night. I should know. I was throwing them off my roof.
It's going to be -12 this weekend, so if you're in Newcastle, you might need a bigger T-shirt.
It's going to be cloudier tonight. I love those German birds.
What do you care what the weather's going to be like? You look shit in all your clothes.
She felt every part of his 8 inches. He was stiff, absolutely wretched, and even in her innocence, she knew her hamster was dead.
He felt a swelling down there. Shouldn't have tried to bang a beehive.
He took her hand in his and squeezed it. Now, he thought, I wonder where the rest of her body is.
I want to role play. I'll be a prince from a mythical land, and you be your sister.
He looked at the tattoo of Chinese writing on her back. He didn't know what it meant, but he did know she'd put out on a first date.
Jeremy Corbyn, you've got me blindfolded. What are you going to do now? Nothing. I just wanted to highlight the injustice of inmates detained at Camp X-Ray without a fair trial.
What has been the response to the new shadow cabinet?
I was very excited by the shadow cabinet.
No way.
Yes. Lots of people that I'd never heard of before, and the minute I heard of them, I loved them.
And also, it has the twins.
The Eagle
Twins,
twins.
yeah. Eagle twins.
No, I love
Yes,
this.
Business and defence,
isn't it? Appointed Angela Eagle, and at the same time appointed Lord Falconer. And you wonder if Lord Falconer is there to control Angela Eagle. Here, Angela. The other twin. No, not both.
Yes, in other political news, who did David Cameron manage to offend this week?
He offended Yorkshire, didn't he? He offended Yorkshire, said he knew that they hated everybody else, didn't know that they hated each other more. And he said this when he was actually going to watch England against Australia in a one-day cricket match at Headingley, or as he likes to call it, the home of Aston Villa.
Know that people from Yorkshire hated everyone outside of Yorkshire. It sounded quite charming. Is that a thing? Is that a thing in this country?
They have a massive rivalry, but also within Yorkshire they have a rivalry because it's all split up,
it's all
isn't
West
it?
Yorkshire
Into
and-
north,
yeah,
south,
yeah.
east and west. So people from Leeds, they hate people from London because they regard them as southern. People from Leeds, they hate people from Sheffield because they regard them as southern. People from Leeds, they hate people in Beeston because although it's Leeds, it's South Leeds.
To be honest, I'm not really interested in this story. The question I've been asking myself since the beginning of this is, does Angela Eagle tweet? Or does she just go,
Yes.
which would it be?
We check out her account and it's just hundreds of, like, A-H-H-H-H-H-H, and then a mouse! Exclamation mark.
Yorkshire does have an excellent accent, though. One of the finest accent jokes in the world is one about the Yorkshireman whose dog dies, and he goes to a jeweller's and says, I want a statue made of me dog. And the jeweller says, do you want it 18 carat? He says, no, I want it chewing bone.
Oh, it's
a great joke.
Yeah.
It's not my face. I didn't like it. It's a classic joke.
A Yorkshireman has invented a replacement for antibiotics. Uncle Biotics.
No wonder they hate each other if they're telling each other those jokes. You've ruined Christmas again, Dad!
And the first subject is identity. Who wants to come in with that? Josh.
I had to sign for a parcel recently. That's got a lot more difficult, hasn't it? It used to be simple, didn't it, when you get a pen and a piece of card? Now you're given this kind of digital screen and plastic stick. And all you can do is some kind of zigzag up and down line. That bears no relation to any signature that has ever existed ever. Is that your signature? No! It's like the mark of Zorro. Is anyone checking this at the post office going, I've got bad news? Zorro is back. And he's signing for every parcel in the United Kingdom. I struggle filling in this one, but I filled in the census last year. My favourite question was on the final page. There was a question that said, please fill in the details of anyone that doesn't live with you but stayed over on the night of March the 23rd. That's going to be very awkward if you've just had a one-night stand, isn't it? Just good morning, a few questions. What is your occupation? What do I know? Well, I'm telling the government, actually, yeah. It's not the kind of thing you just drop in, just go, morning, do you take sugar in your tea? Also, would you describe yourself as Caucasian?
Thank you very much, Josh. OK, let's see what the next subject is. And it's nationality. Who wants to give me that? Catherine.
Hello. I'm of mixed heritage, actually. I talk like a Canadian, but I tolerate my partner's drinking like an Irish girl. I travel a lot, from London to Ireland, and anyone who's flown Heathrow to Cork knows that on your way to the plane, they have signs reminding you how many chances you've got left to get drunk. Yeah, they're like 6 licensed shops, 2 shops, 1 shop. It's like, what? Before I board an aircraft filled with wine to get to the land of Guinness? And the final shop is right at the gate. And in that shop, there's a sign that says, no ID, no sale. And I'm like, this is an international airport. How about no ID? How'd you get on the plane? It is in the boarding lounge, If a terrorist manages to sneak through levels of security at the world's busiest international airport, give him a pint.
Thank you very much, Catherine. OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with, Milton. Let's spin the wheel. Transport is the topic.
So I've got my own private jet. The rest of the jacuzzi belongs to my mum. If you've got a sat-nav, don't put the name of the company you're visiting into it. I tried to take some mayonnaise back the other day. I ended up in Helmand Province. I mean, I've got a car, but there's nothing I like better than making a bonfire on the passenger seat. Driving up and down, opening and shutting the electric sunroof and pretending to be a steam train. My uncle, he was a taxi driver, but then one day he left home without any indication. So recently, I was fell walking in the Lake District. Well, it's not quite true. Recently, I fell walking in the Lake District. I was going to tell someone, but the pillar box was full of sugar puffs.
Thank you very much, Milton. OK, then that round. Prize Vivian. Go on, sit back up. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. OK, the topic is health. Where you go?
I'm a lot sportier than I might look. In fact, I picked up a little niggle at the gym the other day. I mean, he pronounces it Nigel. I had a very stressful journey getting here today. All the way, this lorry driver was right up my arse. But it was nice of him to give me a lift. I spent most of the afternoon hanging out at the swimming baths. And then somebody told me and I tucked it back in again. I put on a lot of weight recently, so I rang up Weight Watchers. I said, it's an emergency. Can you send somebody round? And they said, yes, we can. We got loads of those. My grief counsellor died recently, but luckily he was so good I didn't give a shit. I accidentally kicked the dog earlier and he bit me on the bollocks. My mate said it's karma. I said no. If anything, he's even more angry. I asked the vet, what can I do? I think my dog's racist. He keeps barking at the Asian man next door. And the vet said, muzzle him. I said, I don't know, but he's got a beard. I went round to see my nan. I said, what you been up to? She said, weed in the garden. I said, well, at least you didn't shit in it. I was in the garden with my girlfriend earlier, and we saw the 18-year-old girl next door, all dolled up, ready to go out clubbing, and my girlfriend said, do you know what? At that age, I could really see myself in her. Which was weird, because I was thinking the exact same.
Thank you very much. Well done, David. Point there for David!
Things you wouldn't hear on a property show. So, it's a 2 up, 2 down. It's unusual, but those are the testicles I was born with.
Welcome to the show. We'll be looking at houses that have been designed by someone's nan. Yes, it's grand designs.
Of course, finding something in London on your budget was very, very difficult. So this property does come with a bit of a commute. Welcome to Stoke.
All property is theft. Good night.
Bit mean, but we've put together a montage of first-time buyers being told about stamp duty for the first time.
I begged Gary for an extension. He went and got a conservatory. I actually meant a penis enlargement.
This week, Bert has bought a yurt. And that sentence alone makes this the most fun show we've ever done.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Allsop, and this week I'll be patronising more millennials. You can't have dreams and a second bedroom. Wake up.
Well, this used to be a railway station, but there haven't been any trains here for nearly 40 years. It's Haywards Heath on Southern Railway.
And Simon has converted this railway carriage into his very own office, just by yelling into his mobile phone like an arsehole.
This house was built on an ancient burial ground, which is why the episode's been hosted by me, the ghost of a hunchback Victorian boy trying to explain fixed-rate mortgages.
Now, this next property is about £50,000 over Philip and Susan's budget. Luckily, though, Philip's grandmother has just died.
Loads of notorious people live on these here branches. Piers Morgan, Katie Hopkins, Donald Trump. So, what? Escape to the country? No, this is escape to the...
So, if you want to brighten up your kitchen, turn the light on.
Susan turned her two-bedroom house into a 10-bedroom house by putting a bed in every room.
I'm Danny Dyer. Welcome to Let's Do This Gaff Up.
Well, there you go. Immediately, you can see how much roomier it looks without the old lady and the oxygen cylinders.
News of the King of Pop, the news of the King... you have heard this, I presume, somewhere. There's the news of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, is dead. The 50-year-old star died suddenly following a cardiac arrest and was just weeks away from his This Is It tour in London. His death has left millions of fans in mourning. One devastated fan said, "I was at Disneyland when I heard he died. I didn't want to believe it. It was only when Mickey Mouse confirmed it to me that I accepted it."
You know how in the future everyone will say, "Oh, do you remember where you were when Michael Jackson died?" Almost everybody will be able to answer, "I was texting a joke about Michael Jackson." Even the doctor that was announcing that he died had a look across his face like, "I've got one." He touched millions of fans. People are going to love this.
But you could just... there was a bloke on the radio, I was listening on 5 Live or something, he said, brilliantly, he said, "I'm really glad that he didn't do those 50 nights at the O2, because I think they would have killed him."
People reacted to his death very differently, didn't they? I mean, like Jermaine Jackson was on the news saying that he wished that he'd died instead. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And I reacted differently. I wished that he'd died as well.
There are, now that he's dead, 13 singles in the top 40. So the Spice Girls, they know what they've got to do, don't they?
When they found him, they said that he was face down on the floor next to the bed, and they didn't call an ambulance for 50 minutes because they just thought he was looking for the other glove.
It can't have been easy, though, for them to actually work out he was ill, can it? Because let's face it, he's been looking pale for 20 years.
Yeah, but come on. I genuinely think the symptoms of a massive cardiac arrest are more than... You're looking a bit pale there, John.
You seem to forget. We're forgetting, though, that the guy was a genius. Like, he wrote some of the best records of our generation. Thriller is still the best-selling album
I think you'll
of all
find
time.
Glenn Miller wrote some of the best records of my generation.
OK, of my generation. But, no, the guy was a genius. I mean, what black man can produce 3 white kids? It's amazing. Frankie's got a better chance of being their dad than Michael.
You're right, though, Jim. If that is the case, they're in real trouble. Yeah. A choice between Michael and Frankie.
Sorry, kids, a bit of a change of location for you. You're going to live with Uncle Frankie now.
What, after staying with Michael Jackson? It's all got to be up from there, hasn't it? Do you know know the weirdest thing about Michael Jackson? I didn't even know this. He was a Jehovah's Witness. That's like the least weird thing about him. I bet when he went to the Jehovah's Witness meetings, they pretended not to be in. Michael, turn the telly down.
Although he did look like someone who wouldn't have a blood transfusion, didn't he?
Well, I think people generally, because they loved his music so much, they were willing to forgive him what he got up to in his private life. So there's a lesson in there, isn't there? For Gary Glitter, write better songs.
But the memorial had a huge number of stars. You know, Stevie Wonder, Mariah Carey, Lionel Richie. Oh, yeah, and the kids from Britain's Got Talent. I love it.
Hey, they gave Stevie Wonder a seat in the front row.
Wait, you got to wait 10 minutes for him to walk all the way from the back of the theatre. Next up, Stevie Wonder. Come on, Stevie, we haven't all day here, right? Stevie's like, I'll be with you in a minute. Weaving his way, like in the middle of the row. Sorry, excuse me, sorry, I'm on. Like,
You know that they said they'd had thousands of volunteers to be pallbearers at Michael Jackson's funeral? I bet they did. Where were they when Barry White died?
One of the best stories about this, I don't know if you read this, was that Bubbles has been banned from the funeral because he's too violent. That's a fantastic story, isn't it? But surely Michael Jackson's dad's going, who beat him up for 20 years, and yet a monkey who likes to throw his poo around a bit much. But they didn't even tell him because they didn't want to upset him. He's a monkey! As if he sat there going, no.
You see, I got...
Banana, num. When did we start telling pets? Somebody must have made the decision, like, Michael's dead, somebody better tell the tigers. Do you reckon they'll do that with David Blunkett? If he pegs it, someone better tell his dog. He's gone, David. No!
I think the dog will sense the dead weight on the lead. Yeah. I think he should have left Bubbles to Diana Ross. Because it's great. He left the three kids to Diana Ross and she didn't know. That's a... They're going to turn up and she's going to go, what is it, trick or treat? No, we always wear these. Right?
He's left his kids to Diana Ross.
She doesn't know. It's like, we should all do it. Let's all put that in our... Like, it's be like Rick rolling.
It would be great, though, if we did leave everything to Diana Ross, if everyone in the world got together, just leaving anything, you know, like a bugle or a flute, just so that she'd be sat there going, this is ridiculous. I feel like I'm in the middle of a chain reaction.
Do you think? Do you think for parenting, if they're misbehaving, you should just go, stop, in the name of love?
When I was actually, seriously, when I was like, I suppose when I was about 8 or 9, I was a massive Michael Jackson fan, and I wish I'd known at the time that I was his type. You know the conspiracy theory at the minute? There's a conspiracy theory already that Michael Jackson faked his own death. If he faked his death, where could he go in the world that he would blend in? Does Cornwall even have a police force?
Isn't it odd that Michael Jackson's dancing deteriorated as he got whiter and whiter?
We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question on the board of 6 categories? Milton, which category would you like?
Let's have politics.
OK, politics it is. Your category is politics. The answer is over 1 million. What is the question?
Is it how many extra minutes Manchester United get to play if they're not winning?
Look at my big shiny face. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the way my forehead glow follows you around the room.
What you have to remember is that Cameron was in PR. I mean, I was 12 years old when I had a paper round. Apparently, the rumour is that David Cameron wants to make all towns in Britain triple-barrelled, like Kingston upon Thames, Berwick-on-Tweed. He wants to call it Leeds-on-Benefit. Well, his eyes are shinier and his hair's sleeker, but it's not necessarily an airbrush. It could be he's eating pedigree chum.
I mean, his coat is more glossy. Essential minerals are good. So you should see him running through a field and over a wall. It's incredible, man. He's youthful and dynamic.
Well, we've all been drunk at work, haven't we? I remember when I worked on an oil rig in the Mexican Gulf.
Owen, right things to hear in a science programme.
1643. The cold air balloon is invented. But it doesn't really take off.
Milton. Let's see what subject. Let's spin the wheel. The subject is family.
One of my earliest memories is seeing my mother's face through the oven window. As we played hide and seek, and she said, "You're getting warmer." My auntie Jean got a sister called Jean. Her daughter Jean just had a baby, called it Jean. They all went to a nightclub to celebrate. They got to the door and the bouncer said, "Sorry." You're all wearing trainers. My grandfather, Jean, always complaining about how much things cost. £1.50 for a cup of tea, £2.25 for 3 custard creams. I said, "Look, Grandad, you just popped round. I didn't invite you." My other grandfather, he was always going on about how in the old days people could leave their back doors open, which is probably why his submarine sank. My other grandfather, when he died, we didn't even get the chance to say goodbye, which was all the more poignant because he drowned in a bowl of Cheerios. I used to own a Toyota years ago, and I remember once I was driving along eating a marshmallow, and all of a sudden my airbag deployed. And in that moment, I thought I'd become really, really small.
Carlsberg don't do liver transplants. But if they did...
Well, you can tell that Beckham thinks something is wrong, because if you look at the picture, he's going, "I." There's an A coming out of his mouth.
I. This game involves Milton, Andy and Diane, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. Without kicking the shit out of the set.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck off the face.
Well, that's a minute of the DVD sorted out.
Hey, that moment seemed a bit too hot for TV, yeah.
So, talk me through it again, Mrs. Hopkins. You were having Sunday dinner, and you said to your husband, "Will you carve?" And he just lay down on the floor and gave birth to a baby cow. A word about registers. Most of the staff are on one. Is it the gap between this word... No, it's not. Doing it. Dear Deirdre, I am a control freak. What should I do? I'll tell you what I should do.
Yes, the answer I was looking for was Fox scandal rocks Conservatives. This is the news that Defence Secretary Liam Fox has been forced to explain his conduct following allegations that his working relationship with best friend and former flatmate Adam Werrity broke the ministerial code.
Wouldn't it be great if all of this had come to light because someone would be going through Fox's bins? All he's done is take a friend to work, and that's not actually a crime, is it, Mr. Truffles? What's that? Do you want to say hello to the boys and girls? No, I'm depressed.
Do you know why...
What Cameron should do is get a great big black hat and the sleep mask he got on the plane, and he stand up in front of the G20 and said, "I will lead you out of economic austerity, for I am... Borrow." When I found out my bank were fixing the loan rate, I went down there every single day and shouted at them. But then I consolidated all my anger into one monthly outburst.
Things you wouldn't hear on a political discussion show.
Sorry, did I interrupt you? Is it if you saw Pythagoras in concert, name one of the old numbers he might try and do?
Transport is the topic.
So I've got my own private jet. The rest of the jacuzzi belongs to my mum. If you've got a sat-nav, don't put the name of the company you're visiting into it. I tried to take some mayonnaise back the other day. I ended up in Helmand Province. I mean, I've got a car, but there's nothing I like better than making a bonfire on the passenger seat. Driving up and down, opening and shutting the electric sunroof and pretending to be a steam train. My uncle, he was a taxi driver, but then one day he left home without any indication. So recently, I was fell walking in the Lake District. Well, it's not quite true. Recently, I fell walking in the Lake District. I was going to tell someone, but the pillar box was full of sugar puffs. The worst job I ever had was forensic pathologist for the United Nations. And I remember uncovering the mass grave of 1,000 snowmen. Fortunately, it turned out to be a field full of carrots.
What's great about it? But it's like Milton, every so often, it's like this hilarious grandad that just wakes up.
From the makers of Kaka 1. Kaka 2. Is that bloke behind a bouncer? And he's saying, no, you can't come in. See how you like it. He's saying, apart from the door frame and this coffee mug, is there super glue anywhere else? Health officials have shut down the village fete. Apparently there was an outbreak of tombola. Now it's over to our toys and games correspondent, Natasha Kaplunksky.
In other news, what has Prince Charles said is the largest challenge facing the world today?
Is it narrow doorways and you get your ears caught? Look, an ancient African city from the makers of Timbuk 1. Giving 3-year-olds the vote and still having one ballot box, but 4 different shapes that they have to put through. It looks like a runner bean, only smaller. From the makers of Mange 1. What I didn't understand about the Scottish election thing was, if the Scottish didn't want to be part of Great Britain, where were they going to live? I think people quite like Nigel Farage because he's a bit of a colourful character, which is ironic.
And the topic is family.
My uncle, he was a cruel man. He knew we lived in a bungalow, yet every year for Christmas we always got a slinky. It's a miracle my sister's getting married. I went to the printers to get the invites done. He said, well, what typeface? I went... She seems to like him. My grandfather, during the war, he broke the Enigma code machine. Then he went AWOL. Well, it's not quite true. Then he became an owl. My grandmother, she's been talking about downsizing, and now she's in a little urn. My other grandmother, she was a children's writer. You may have seen her book, Jack Goes Strawberry. I haven't always been popular with my family as a vegan. That doesn't normally work. Recently, my family all clubbed together and got me a voucher for a clinic in Switzerland. Thank you. It's not nice, though, to have another culture imposed on you at school. I remember when I was rushed to hospital with 80% Chinese burns. Welsh are getting stroppy, actually. I was in Cardiff in Waterstones recently. I asked for Pride and Prejudice, and the bloke said, "I'm proud to be Welsh and I hate the English." Just time now to see what the papers say. What did his friends call Nostradamus? Now, our next guest, believe it or not, is both a poo and a lice inspector. Sorry, police inspector. Troy, certificate 15. If you're too young, why don't you make a giant wooden adult? The thing about voting for an independent Scotland is once you put your X in a box, you can cut it out and use it as a little flag.
The topic is romance.
I met my wife on the net. We were both rubbish trapeze artists. Terrible, isn't it, when someone doesn't want to live with you anymore? Part of you is thinking, I don't think you're going to survive in the real world. Another part of you is thinking, well, at least I'll be rid of your drunken arguing. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to let the Scottish people go. Any Scottish people here? You can go. A girl came up to me the other day, started going, foot loose, then her foot fell off. I tried to impress a girl once by putting my foot down on the pedal. Turns out she'd seen a bin open like that before. A girl came up to me once, she said, you know, I can tell someone's personality by what kind of car they drive. I said, I haven't got one. So, lads, do you ever get given a job to do and you deliberately do it really, really badly so you never get given that job again? I mean, I hardly know CPR anyway. My wife's giving me the silent treatment at the moment, lying there day after day, beginning to smell a bit now.
Moving on, what criticism has Theresa May faced this week?
Which is having to change her name depending on which month we're...
She's a submarine.
Yes, why is she submarine?
That was a nickname, apparently, this unkind nickname they gave her, because she sort of has a tendency to sort of disappear under the water when difficult issues come up.
It's sort of a kind of a cool nickname as well, though, isn't it? Kind of like, they chose a nickname for me. It's really like the nickname you'd pick for yourself. They got me the submarine. Ping! And he's slowly disappearing from the table.
The joke about submarines is never that they disappear all the time, is it? It's that they're full of semen, isn't it? It's such a weird... What? Is it? It's not.
Don't broadcast, please. We all saw that one and didn't go for it. And he, the classiest one among us, went for that joke, all right? I appeal to your better... Man in the editing suite, I appeal to your better angel.
Submarines don't disappear, do they? That's not what you associate with submarines,
well,
is it?
They don't, yeah. They pop up eventually, you know where they are, right? That's the point of a... Yes, and they're heavily armed and they pop up unexpectedly. If it was the case that they were having meetings and then unexpectedly she'd like, hello! From underneath the desk, hello! Ah! I'm doing that! Oh! Run silent, run deep. And then she goes back under the desk with that.
Also, nicknames don't always have to be accurate. When I was at school, my nickname was NK47, and my first email address was thechocolateBombshell@hotmail.com. So, still active.
You are such a loser. Hotmail. All right, Mr. Ask Jeeves.
Why is Sam Allardyce England's greatest manager?
He managed England for one match and he won it. So he's the only England manager who's ever had a 100% record.
100% win record. He'll be fondly remembered. Yes, as we all know, Sam Allardyce departed his job after 100% record on Tuesday, leaving the FA with mutual consent after an event. What was the event?
Has he gone to the event dressed as you, Dara?
Oh. That's not meant in a nice way.
On the one hand, I feel that's very unfair to pick on somebody for having a dark jacket and a white shirt, but the shit I got last time for having a waistcoat, have at him.
This photo of Allardyce was taken by the Telegraph's undercover journalists.
Could you not have gotten a better photograph of him? That one's very grainy.
That is him at the table.
He's got a pint of wine.
Everyone loves the idea that he went, yeah, I'll have a pint of... just a pint of wine. Not too much, because I don't want to speak out of turn, perhaps, for these words to be used against me at some later stage. But all I ask is that you bring me to a restaurant where I can drink a pint of wine and eat the largest Malteser in the world. Just leave it slightly out of reach during the meal. But I want a Malteser as big as my head. And I'm going to finish the meal with that.
England now need a manager that's going to stay, don't they? Because we've been through a few, haven't we, over the years? We need somebody with staying power and who's popular. So it is time for Jeremy Corbyn to become the England manager, don't you think? Bring the game back to its roots.
Let the members vote. That's the Corbyn way.
11 left-wingers. The world's worst formation.
The news, what's going on here?
Is it Labour announcing the new replacement for Trident?
Is it like shocking photos of Tyson Fury before the alleged doping?
Is he saying, hi, I'd like you to buy my lean green grilling machine?
To be fair, though, boxing Corbyn would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? He don't give up at the best of times. Like, he's been knocked out 5 times, the rest go, I'm going to stop. He goes, no, I intend to carry on.
Not until the membership of the party have decided I shall leave.
You've got no face left, Corbyn.
I think he's probably going, the gloves are off. Oh, hang on.
It is, of course, Jeremy Corbyn, who in the last week of the Labour leadership campaign faces scrutiny of the influence of the hard left within the party. Yes, a lot of analysis going on about momentum now and how much influence momentum have.
Yeah, I only heard of Momentum this week, and they sound like either a really naff team on The Apprentice or an amazing dance group on Britain's Got Talent.
I thought it sounds like a bit of medicine to help relieve constipation. Take momentum.
Do that face again.
That's me if I've had to do... No, it just flies out of me and then you're bright as rain. That's the advert I'm doing next week. Momentum for men. Keep your composure.
I am going to spend most of the next week replaying the inevitable gif that is going to come out of that.
will be captioned Rob's sex face.
Yes, it's Momentum. By the way, who are, you know, they're a very passionate organisation who tweet a lot and get in touch a lot with shows when they're criticised. So a big hello to all of you on Twitter. Who nonetheless accuse me of being part of some sort of BBC-wide conspiracy. Anytime you vaguely criticise Corbyn, it's like, oh, this is them with the computer over there. Not just furiously banging a thing, going, you, and part of the BBC, the anti-Corbyn, like the BBC sit me down with Hugh Edwards and Fiona Bruce and the team from Match of the Day and tell us how we're supposed to hate Corbyn. Like, I can't even get into the BBC building, for Christ's sake.
Next topic is bad things to say at Prime Minister's question time.
Prime Minister, could you look interested while I bring up some boring shit about my constituency?
Is this going to take long? Because I've got an appointment with a rent boy in half an hour.
Can I ask the Prime Minister, are you paying too much for car insurance?
We've got one, we've got two more poofs than you.
Could I ask the Prime Minister, when are you going to retire, you bastard?
Prime Minister, my first is in P, but not in canoe. What am I?
The next topic is unlikely things for a TV announcer to say.
For those of you of a nervous disposition, you may be disturbed to know that your television is off, and I'm speaking to you from inside your own head.
You're watching ITV1. Why are you doing that? I've got the listings in front of me, and we've got nothing. Nothing.
Well, that's it. Don't forget that BBC 24 goes through the night, as do I.
And next on Channel 5, a sensitive documentary entitled The Boy Who Looked Like a Baboon's Arse.
You may be interested to know I am completely naked and playing with myself.
We interrupt tonight's showing of The Sixth Sense with some breaking news. Bruce Willis is a ghost.
If you have been affected by any of the issues raised in Balamory...
Tonight's episode of Songs of Praise contains strong language and scenes of a sexual nature.
Let's leave it there. Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you can all make your way over to the performance area, please. I call it ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. The first subject is unlikely lines to find in the Bible.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
And God said, let there be light. Sponsored by Power Gen.
A man who lies with another man should be stoned. It helps, that's all I'm saying.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
And God said, right, that's the 14 commandments. Now, will you remember all those?
That's very good.
Table for 12, Jesus. I can do 2 6s at 8:30.
And on the 8th day, God created a magic talking leopard and forgot all about us.
And Mary said God had given her a child. So Joseph went and joined Fathers for Justice.
And it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, although Thames Water still had a hosepipe ban.
St Paul's third epistle to the Corinthians. Dear Corinthians, I've written to you twice now. No reply. I don't know how you do things in Corinth, but where I'm from, that's a bit rude.
OK, the next topic is... In the week in which the government discussed raising the school leaving age, bad things for a teacher to say.
Fight! 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 Fight!
You know the rules, Thomas. If you forget your PE kit, I take the lesson in my pants.
I'm a gun runner, robber and murderer, but the Home Office think I'm clean.
Are you chewing, boy? This is the worst blowjob I've had all day.
I don't know the answer, Watkins. I just do this job for the holidays.
It turns out you're not dyslexic, you're just really, really stupid.
I've been at this school for over 40 years. I buggered your fathers and I will bugger you.
OK, at the end of that, ladies and gentlemen, the winners are Ian, Hugh and Frankie. Unlikely agony aunt letters.
Dear Deirdre, why does semen make you fat?
Dear Deirdre, I have spent the last 6 months living with a beautiful woman, but yesterday she found out.
Dear Deirdre, I swear Eastern European meerkats are trying to sell me car insurance. Am I going mad?
Dear Deirdre, last time I wrote to you, you told me that there was nothing wrong with masturbation. Why then, yesterday, did I get thrown off the bus?
My girlfriend's livid because I got drunk and did a shit on the roof. Please tell me, how can I wipe the slate clean?
I have terrible trust issues. Please help me, Deirdre, if that's your real name.
Dear Deirdre, my husband is pressurising me to try Alan. Also, how do I turn off predictive text?
Dear Deirdre, I have just bought a diesel VW and I am fuming.
My wife wants us to experiment in the bedroom, but last time we did that, the Bunsen burner singed my pubes.
Dear Deirdre, I can only achieve orgasm while writing a letter. Do you think it's... It doesn't matter.
Dear Deirdre, how do I turn off caps lock?
Dear Deirdre, look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Is there any other tips on satisfying my wife?
As we own our own business, my wife and I often make love at work, and we love to try new positions. Tomorrow, I'm finance director, and she's head of IT.
Dear Deirdre, I have a mole on the end of my penis. How much trouble am I in with the RSPCA?
At the end of that round, the points go to Rob, Holly and Ed.
Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you could all make your way to the performance area, please. I will call out ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. The first subject is the worst thing to hear over a tannoy system.
Only you can hear me.
The train to Nottingham will arrive in 5 minutes, which is a pity because this is Tesco.
Second floor, but you can't get out.
Welcome to our school sports day. Mark will probably get stuck in a sack. Ha, bloody ha.
Can somebody come to the salami slicer, please?
If anybody has found a Vicks inhaler...
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know there will be a bomb on the tube, but will it be today?
The lift doors are closing, leaving you trapped in an airless, windowless coffin, hurtling downwards at 100 miles an hour.
Would the parents of the child that fell into the tiger enclosure please come to lost property to collect her shoes?
The plane's about to land in Glasgow. Passengers are reminded to set their watches back 25 years.
The next topic is unlikely lines from the final Harry Potter book.
Don't worry, Hermione, I can get rid of it. Chlamydia disappearo.
OK, Hermione, said Harry, unbuttoning his zip. I'll show you a really magic wand.
Harry had always thought that he'd meet his death at the hands of Voldemort, so imagine his surprise when the doctors told him that he was HIV positive.
No, there is no post today, said Ron. The Owls are on a one-day strike over pay and conditions.
Midway through the orgy, Ron winked at Harry. This is better than Quidditch, his eyes seemed to say.
It was a magic mirror that showed the future, and in it, Harry seemed to be a 30-year-old actor appearing in something called The Bill.
Get the snitch, said Harry. I'll tie him down and you can drill through his kneecaps.
As the old man stood in front of him in his robes, clutching his wand, Harry regretted transferring to Catholic school.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm having a baby and it's yours, said Professor McGonagall.
Then Harry says something, Hermione says something. Oh, who cares? I'm minted.
At the end of that round, ladies and gentlemen, have to give the points there to Frankie, Hugh and Mark.